only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want to ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
What is up, everybody? We're here for Lions Nation Unite live to talk our beloved Detroit Lions, and we got a good one here. We're going to be talking about what has been occurring in today's practice. We're going to talk about injury update. Getting all to it, a QA, all of that. We got James Janella, Taylor, Alexis, Janella, Chrome in the building. Donkey Kong, what's up, man? Dragon Fan Tim, 9 drinks. Let's all say what's up to each other, man. Have a great day. So from practice, let's go ahead and get into who is absent. Christian Mahogany, he's been dealing with an illness. It is day to day. Dan Campbell spoke that it stinks that he's missing time, but this is something that he's going to get back from hopefully sooner rather than later. He is a player whom I fully expect to be a backup guard this year for our Detroit Lions, so he needs as much as reps as humanly possible, but it's nothing like he's going to miss some crazy amount of time. DJ Reader physically unable to perform. He's recovered from the surgery, but they're slowly getting acclimated to the speed where he needs to be here in training camp, get to football shape and all. So that's just a matter of time of getting into shape. Again, no reason to really be concerned right there. What's up, Bruce Betterly? Yes, I am feeling much better. The last 3 days has been great. I think I'm starting to get past it. It has been phenomenal, and I haven't slept it. Before I went live, I fell asleep for about an hour and a half, but other than that, I haven't had a lot of sleep. So I'm feeling really good. Zonovan Knight didn't practice, unknown. Same with Jalen Calhoun, did not practice. But that's not the big part of the injury front here that we are wanting, that was talked about, because guard Netane Moody has been treated with a shoulder injury, removed from practice, and he actually had a good practice yesterday and the day before, competing for a backup role on the interior offensive line. As we already know, when it comes to our draft picks not playing due to illness, and we don't know the severity of the injury. It's a shoulder injury. The biggest one here, though, is John Kaminsky. He got rolled up, and his knee was, he couldn't even stand up. He tried to stand up, his knee buckled, and he got carted off the field. John Kaminsky has a knee injury. Now, it doesn't sound good when you're getting carted off the field. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is severe. We've seen many cases throughout the Lions' tenure, at least in the last couple training camps, where somebody gets injured, they get carted off, and actually it's nothing serious like a bruised knee. With that said, we do have to look at the consideration of the effects of if this is a severe injury, of if it's not. What is the move that the Lions should be thinking about from this? Well, we got to break the whole thing about John Kaminsky down. First off, he was in the third string. He has been practicing and repping in third string. So he's a player that he was already looking out to make the 53-man roster. He was on the outside. I've been talking about Mitchell Agood, who I think he's jumped him, and we've seen it. Kaminsky is gotten outperformed by Levi, Andrews, pretty much everybody right now. And so he was already outside looking in. But if he was in the plans for the Lions 53-man roster, there's ways that if he were to be out on IR or a significant amount of time, you can always look to free agency. You can always look, just stay where you're at, because you didn't even think he was going to make the team anyways. Like if that was kind of the concern coming in there, you could wait till the 53-man roster cuts down from other teams. Remember, we got John Kaminsky off a waiver wire. That's an option. You could do a low-end trade. There's many options. There's many options for it, but we don't know the severity. We don't know if it's going to be something long-term. But again, that's something we do got to talk about because it happened on the field for sure. I think that the Lions should just sit there and wait. I think there's no reason at this point to jump up and go sign a big time free agent that's left like a Yannick Ngakoue, a player of that caliber. Just wait and see what our depth is, because we already got players trying to compete, all trying to make that defensive line. See what they were showing anyways. I mean, he was so down on the depth chart. Let's see if someone else comes up there, Matthew Betts or somebody else. So that's my honest opinion on it. I think they just stand put and let's see, first off, if the injury is not serious, well, you stand put anyways. If it is serious, he was on the outside looking in. See who will step up now that there's another place for somebody to come in. So that's my true feeling on it. Rakestraw at training camp 2, I heard. Rakestraw. Didn't hear about the Rakestraw thing. If you guys have heard that, let me know. I did not hear that. Let me see. I'll get a live updater that I have to give you the latest, because would you say there's a Rakestraw and I didn't even hear about it? That's not a good thing, because it must have happened while I was just starting for this thing. So far, I haven't seen anything on it. On a Rakestraw, Terrion Arnold crashed the media scum, and it's Rakestraw had his first team period interception. Oh yeah, he just had an interception. First off, that is what I heard. Rakestraw got an interception. There was 3 interceptions thrown. Hendon Hooker threw 2 interceptions. Jared Goff threw his first interception of training camp. Shout out to Jared Goff. Shout out to Jared. That's his first interception all training camp, man. The guy is locked in. So the secondary is starting to get better. Aqib Talib came out and spoke that he believes that the Detroit Lions, Terrion Arnold and Carlton Davis, is going to be a top cornerback tandem in the NFL this year. Yeah, obviously, Aqib Talib, he is a veteran of the game at the corner position. Now he's an analyst, and he really believes that the Detroit Lions got a top tandem. Matter of fact, he even said that the Lions going to make the Super Bowl. He has Kansas City beating the Lions in the Super Bowl, but you really can see that this is a legit thing that's taking place here in Detroit. As you know, yesterday, Taylor Decker, extension, 3-year deal. It's approximately $60 million, nearly around $20 million a year. I think this year is $21 million in cap space. Lions still have the 5th best cap situation in the NFL after even accounting for Taylor Decker. And that's this year. We got $33 million in cap space. Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff, all done. And the Lions got $33 million in cap space, 5th best in the NFL. There's one player left. Can they get it done? If they get this player locked up in a contract extension, this has been the best offseason as a Lions fan, because everything has been right up to this point. And that would be Alim McNeill. Alim McNeill, he's the last guy for a contract extension. The Lions got the money to get it done. Brad Holmes spoke with 97 won the ticket, and he says that he's a cornerstone piece, and it's start talk negotiations with Alim McNeill. So the Lions are going to sign Alim McNeill. He basically made that statement yesterday. It's going to get done. We just don't know when it's going to get done. If they get it done this offseason, in which would be the best for the team this year and going forward, because the more you wait, Alim McNeill's price is going to go up. I made a video on my personal channel. You could see how much defensive tackles are getting paid, and he'll be paid as a top 10. And top 10 is we're 20 plus, 22 to 24 million a year. So if you wait and he has a killer year this year, and you wait till after this year, that could be much higher. So I think if they get this done, that's amazing offseason right there by this organization. What do you guys think of the Taylor Decker extension? Do you approve? Yes, obviously. I think the cap is perfect. I mean, you're paying. He's a really good left tackle. I'm not saying he's the top 10, but he's probably with it pretty close there, right? We're talking probably like the 12 range, and you're paying $21 million a year to that type of left tackle. I think that's a great extension. I think that's honestly. I think the Lions saved money. I think they did. That's a good deal for Taylor Decker. He's still going to be, he hasn't shown any signs of slowing. It's not like he's like 35. I think it's a great deal. It's a great extension. Well-deserved. He's a leader in this team. He's been here forever. He is excellent in his practice. He plays as much as he can. Injury, perfect. So Aleem McNeil is next. Aleem McNeil is last. If they get Aleem McNeil done, slam dunk. Slam dunk. You have done everything possible to upgrade this offseason. You've paid your players. They never got upset, unlike other teams, right? You paid them. You upgraded the facilities for them working out and healing. Complete upgrade. One of the best now in football. You upgraded the practice field. Ben Johnson returns. The competition and training camp has been great. You completely overhauled DB field, and it's starting to show out in the practice now. This was a slam dunk home run offseason. Best offseason that I can remember. Just absolute best offseason that I can remember. And it's great. And we've seen signs of improvement from Terrion Arnold from play to play. And that's why people think this, and that's why I think he's going to end up being an island player. This guy learns quickly from his mistakes. And when you're at the corner position, you need to learn quickly and be able to have amnesia to a bad play. This guy is that. Biggest offseason trend I see so far for the Lions, well, at least when it comes to training camp, Jameson Williams is an absolute stud and a certified G. He has been destroying training camp as the player who's had the best camp so far. Remember all the calls. We need to trade Jameson Williams and get Brandon Ayuk. We need to get rid of him. He's a bust. It's a progression that we have seen with him, and now he's on full speed. Faster than Williams already fast. Bigger, stronger, confident. Not dropping balls on the ground. Love it. Love it. Not everything is perfect. 100%. Joshua Pascal, I haven't heard a whole lot from him, except for not a lot. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I have heard basically nothing from him. There's a little bit of concerns right there. With that said, Therese Fountain, who I've been talking about, has been stepping up the wide receiver position. I think now it's possible, if this trend continues, he's going to be number 4 and Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to be number 5. It's possible that's the case. Either way, they would all make the team for that. What's up, Lions Talk Live in the building? Make sure you check Dan out. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Waiting for just all the I's dotted and the T's crossed so these guys can put the content on here. We're all just waiting for that. And as soon as that's done, they can make content. I am waiting. If you got questions, right now we're going to open it up for you guys in the mailbag segment. If you got questions, we may have answers. Start right now. Is anyone but Decker left over from the Quinn Patricia era? Frank Ragnow was part of the Quinn Patricia era. Graham Glasgow was as well, but even though he went to Denver after, then he came back, he was still a part of it. Was Jack Fox? Yes, Jack Fox was a part of it. He was part of that era. So there's a couple players that are still part of there, but they've definitely done a really good job by reducing the amount of players that they had. One put Commish on IR advantageous. I haven't heard of the IR been placed as of yet, but when you're carted off the field with a knee injury and you can put no weight on your knee, that's not a good thing. That very well could happen, but I haven't officially heard it. Should we trade for Matthew Judon? I would wait a little bit right now. I don't think that the Lions need to make a move right now at all. This is early in camp. Let's see what we got first. We already got a bunch of guys on here. Let's see what they got first. If by preseason week 2 we're not seeing something, okay, I am not worried at all. So I would say no right now. Gilmore has been doing good. And like I like Gilmore, and he was just praised today by Dan Campbell. It's going to be tough for him to make the roster, though. That is deep in the back end. Good afternoon to all the Dew crew. Absolutely. Will James Houston set the NFL record with 15 sacks, one against the LA Rams? Let's talk live. That's a low ball for you. I'm surprised you didn't put 25 sacks in his first game. We'll definitely take the under of that. I'm like, but Kaminsky did hurt his knee. Yes, he got carted off the field. We don't know the severity at this point. Don't freak out, though, folks. He was literally been practicing in the third team. I thought he'd probably potentially not even make the team. Rake struck on interception today. Yes, he sure did. 3 interceptions, 2 by Hendon Hooker, 1 by Jared Goff. Week 1 LA Rams is absolutely epic, and hopefully we win the game. What up, though, Michael McDermott? Well, that's asking a lot. 15 sacks against one's team. Go Lions. Oh, that's asking a lot. Could Jamo be a top 20 wide receiver at the end of the season? He could. Most definitely. Why not? I mean, he's excelled this offseason. He is just right now, he's at liftoff, folks. Jameson Williams is even doing better than I expected. Right now, he's at liftoff. I'm telling you. They knew what they got when they went and drafted Jameson Williams. He's showing out. Sometimes you got to listen to Brad Holmes and not listen to some of the people that said trade this guy after we just get him. Near injury, rolled MCL, ACL would be unlikely. He's practicing the third team. That is correct. Our roster is great. Grit. Riley Patterson was released today. Jacksonville, if we bring him back, that could be an option to compete against Jake Bates. Why not? I don't see a problem with that. That would be actually a good kicker to have if they wanted to have the extra one for preseason. Heard Parker Hesse's doing well. Yes, he is. Deidre Eater will be out for a while. Oh, it isn't strange about Mahogany Ilganis. Not really. Folks, first off, I had meningitis. I'm not saying what he has, but you can get an illness that could last a long time. Meningitis took a month out of me. But they say it's day to day, so any day he can come back. We don't know what, I'm not saying he's got meningitis. I'm just saying there's illnesses out there that you can get that last a long time. Not saying he's got that. I don't know what he's got, but he's day to day. Jamo could be a top 10 receiver during the season. If he was a top 10, that would be nuts because St. Brown, there's a lot of good receivers in the NFL. That would be hard. Took him the third year? Yeah, 100%. Jamo threw the new Tariq without the 14 kids, but you're right, he could be for sure. There's the ceiling, his ceiling, the sky's the limit for his ceiling. And remember, if you watch Alabama tape, when you get this man on stride and his route running, it was pretty unstoppable. Let's see here. Jamo and St. Brown could be number 1 duo in the NFL this year. That would be epic. Possible. I had doubts about Jamo wide receiver 2, not anymore. Yep, I didn't have doubts. Let's see. Predictions. Saint, Jamo, and Porta are the best receiving trio in the league this year. That's a good trio. There is some good trios in the NFL. That's a damn good one. It's hard to argue with that. And people say, no way. Sam LaPorta nearly had 1,000 yards, man. I think it was 10 touchdowns or 7. It was a lot. St. Brown had 1,500 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns, and he missed a game. Jameson Williams right now is blowing up camp as the number 1 standout player. So if he was to excel into, we're talking about 1,000 receiving yards, that would be realistic. That realistically could be 3,000-yard players. That would be insane. Porta will take the spot as the number 1 this year. They're all like a number 1, kind of. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to. Even Jahmyr Gibbs. It's so many weapons that they have. Don't forget Gibby. Mike McDermott, I literally said that and I didn't even read your thing. Alabama, that's right. They know how football goes down there, and the Lions have a couple of Bama boys on the roster. Any cut candidates you see the Lions picking up? I'd have to see what other teams are at the end of their 53. That's quite difficult. But if you're talking about players, we know of Robert Woods as a wide receiver from the Houston Texans. He's a player that is a cut candidate over there. It's really hard to tell when you're talking about other teams because keeping up with the Lions on training camp is hard in itself. Keeping up with 31 other teams is nearly impossible. We'd have to see. I'd also like to wait for a couple preseason games because there's always going to be standout players in preseason from other teams that do get cut. So we don't even know standouts at this point. So really tough to talk there. If Ayuk goes to the Steelers, man, that's going to be a trio there. If Ayuk goes to the Steelers, we say Hayu. That would be good. We want less. We want less over there for the San Francisco 49ers. The question is, who step up for fill number 3? That's going to be Khalif Raymond. Khalif Raymond will be your number 3 wide receiver. I already said the battle's over. I said the battle was over after day 1 of training camp. That's over. It's going to be, I'm already telling you who you're 1, 2, and 3. St. Brown's 1, Jameson Williams 2, Khalif Raymond is 3. Number 4 receiver right now, I actually have Darius Fountain jumping in at that 4 spot. I have him jumping up. Donovan Peoples sitting at 5. Antoine Green sitting at 6. That's how I got it at this moment. Do you have too many weapons to have a number 1 in anything? Do we have too many weapons to have a number 1 in anything? We have a lot of number 1s. I think that LaPorta could be the number 1 tight end this year, right? Like he's that good. He was really good as a rookie, right? We got number 1 right tackle football for sure. I think that the Detroit Lions got the number 1 offensive line of football. I think that we got the best trio or duo in running backs in Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. There's a lot of number 1s here. Is Patterson on his way to Allen Park? Possible if he was released. Super Bowl season. I feel like it could be Gibby. Roman Wilson was carted off the field. Rut-row right there. What up, Lisa De Lorenzo in the building? Michael McDermott says, I have. Nick Saban. Yeah. How is everyone doing? Great. I heard that Donovan Peoples-Jones hasn't been improving at all, and that's correct. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Everything that I'm hearing is he is not. He has not been that. So you are correct. Detroit Lions defensive tackle DJ Reader is trying to stay off the PUP list. This just came out. He's trying to stay off the plus list. He's just working hard. DJ Reader hasn't practiced in team drills during camp as it continues to recover from torn quad. However, he told ESPN that he's trying to stay off the PUP list during the season. He's still unsure when he'll return. So hopefully he returns before week 1. I think he will. I'm not too concerned about him in regards to snaps because of his job title. How many wins do you think the Lions will get this season? I'm going to go with 12. I'm going to stay with 12. You say, Mike, but the team's better. Yes, the team is better, but also the schedule's harder. And every team is going to be gunning for the Lions. You got to put into those count. So I got the Lions getting 12 wins. Is Wingo moving up? Well, you can only go up if there's an injury. You go up. And give him an opportunity to show out. Mr. Detroit City says, Mike, you the GOAT. No, you're the GOAT, Mr. Detroit City. What up, Chrome? Who steps up to help Hutch get to the quarterback? Mitch Agood. That's who I got. Mitch Agood. He's now been repping with the second team. And if Marcus Davenport can't get on the field and really start to show out, Mitchell Agood. Watch the name, folks, in preseason. Agood and Darius Fountain. Those are the 2 names I've been talking about on here. There is a just super dough. If DPJ doesn't product, get him out of here. He'll be fine as a number 5. You're not going to. He's not. If he's not a number, we're not on him being about a number 4 or number 3 You know what I'm saying? He's fine for a 4 or 5. That is exactly perfectly fine. Dan Lyon, what up? Shift, what up? Mike, how about 44 making hits in camp? Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez is, I love it, man. He's a physical guy. He's not no chump. He's going to make the team. We love him here, but he's just not the starter right now. He's not going to be a starter, but I love his ferocity. James Houston, yep, can't forget James Houston. But again, they're working him out at linebacker as well. They want to get his run game better. Manuel Mosley is practicing the first team and Rakestraw with the third team. Any truth to that? I'm sure there is truth to that. Rakestraw is a developmental player. 100% there's going to be truth to that. Remember, they switch it up too. So Rakestraw, one practice will be second string. So if a player is third string the whole time, then you can take a little bit into it. But he's a developmental player. I've been telling you that. Let's see. I told people stop sleeping on Antoine Green. Yeah, he's going to, if they go 6 receivers, he's for sure making the roster. Who are your 5 losses this year? I'll go with the Lions will split with Green Bay and Chicago. So those should be 2 losses right there. I think that's a loss that you could look at. I have to look at the schedule, but they do got some daunting teams they got to face. I really want them to beat Dallas, but it always seems to be we get screwed over by the refs. So I wouldn't count out a screw over by the refs on that one. Again, it would be a three-peat of screwed over. That's possible. San Francisco, the second last game, that's going to be a tough one for Detroit. That will basically, we would determine probably who's the number 1 seed. It's going to be a hard game. The Houston Texans is going to be a difficult game. They're really good. That's 5 right there. I'm not saying they're going to lose all those games. I do not want them to lose the Dallas game. And I want to keep this 100 with you. I got the Lions beating the Cowboys. But would it shock any of you if we got screwed in that game? Would it shock anyone? There's no way it would shock anybody. Because that's what happens every time. So it just would not shock me at all. So for you, do you think the best option for cornerback 2, Terrion Arnold? Right now, it's Carlton Davis 1, Terrion Arnold 2. 3/4 of the way this season, it's going to be Terrion Arnold 1, Carlton Davis 2. Rodrigo played his that. Yep, he did. What up, Micro? How does it feel to be an absolute stud? I'd imagine it feels great, but wanted to ask the man himself. Let's effing go. Riley O'Brien, you're crazy. Hey, I'm a stud, man. I'll be on 96.1 FM today from 3 to 6 p.m. live on The Huge Show, ESPN Radio. 96.1 FM. If you're not in the Michigan area, if you're not in West Michigan or all of Michigan, go to The Huge Show. You just type in Google search Huge Show. Hit live. ESPN Radio. Today, I'm there the whole day. It ain't the pads on the Rakestraws mentality. It ain't fun when the pads on. Rakestraw's fine. He's a good one. Fear DPJ would be a season like he had a 3 or 4. Yeah. They won't split Green Bay. They'll sweep them. I don't see, I mean, I'd love a sweep, but it's tough to sweep. It's hard to do that. Sometimes, like, you have bad games. We seen last year they had a stretch of bad games. It happens. It happened in like, what, kind of halfway through the season, a little past halfway. Every team goes through this. Kansas City went through it. It's really difficult. Mike, we beat Dallas. Cowboys suck. Run the game. Can't stop the run. I'm not saying that we can't beat them. But how many times have we seen where we got screwed in the game? That has to come into a factor. Anytime you play Chicago, I know that sounds like a conspiracy. You have to put in refs as a factor now. I have seen too many games of this happen to me. Every time we face Dallas, that will be a factor in how the game goes. Oh, yeah, and the Ant-Man. Ant-Man, whenever he's available. I send the link out to all of the LNU guys. If they can get in, they jump on. If they can't, they can't. If Barnes sticks out his right arm safety, a 98-yard touchdown. Who who this 2 straight year. Chiefs could lose 7 games. They could. You know what? And Shift God, I actually agree with you right there. Everyone keeps saying like they have the best roster. I don't believe that's the case. I don't think Kansas City's got the best roster. They got a great quarterback. But the Lions are America. I agree. Lions are America's team. They are the new America's team. You have to beat Dallas by a lot so that doesn't happen, just like Green Bay did. Green Bay did exactly what every team needs to do to Dallas. And I want to see every team do this to Dallas. I want to see every team do this to Dallas. This team is unbelievable. Cowboys called themselves America's team because they were the last team that was all night. He says, "You must be stupid to me." David Perry thinks I'm stupid. He thinks I am stupid. Let me get the He says, "Sign Judon." Well, you have to trade for Matthew Judon, so you can't sign for me. You'd have to make a trade. Think you need Thanksgiving game the next level? That game is still a drag on this team. We can't afford automatic losses. I think was it 5 or 6 straight losses on Thanksgiving? We got to change that this year, and I do say we change. I think we beat Chicago on Thanksgiving. Can we please stop talking about Barnes and Reynolds misses? I think that we're going to blow out Seattle. I hope so too. Seattle, man, I'm tired of them losing to them. Every team. Dallas can't run or stop the run. We will destroy them this year. Okay. 7. I would love for them to have 7 losses. For the Lions, I think 12 wins is ideal. Oh, he says I'm not. Okay. I was saying, I'm like, okay, man. You get told so many things on here, you just say, okay, man. What it do? I get videos made about me all the time. If you got questions, 7 straight losses. That's a long time. If you got questions, again, put #Lions, hashtag in the comment section. We'll go ahead and take your question. We'll go 13-4, so I'm not concerned about Thanksgiving. If we go 13-4, that's a great season. 14-3 is a great season. All right. Comment section, what do you guys think the Lions will have as a record this year? I'm going 12 wins. 14-3. We got 13-4, 13-4 best, or 12-5. 12-5. And yeah, look, I think they're all, dude, we're talking about with a game of difference of each other, a game or two, right? So, I mean, we're all pretty much in there. What's up? Man, why ain't you jumping on Spirit of Detroit podcast? Jump on the link, man. Do you think that Caleb Williams is going to have a season of all of rookie quarterbacks? No. CJ Stroud, what happened with CJ Stroud last year was an anomaly since Dan Marino. No, I don't think Caleb Williams is going to beat that. Or Andrew Luck status. I don't think he's going to do that. That's rare, and it doesn't mean he sucks or anything. We're taking over the away games. It's just what those quarterbacks did is really difficult. Trevor Lawrence is even struggling, man. I'm so hoping we make FGB regret making the highest lows in player ever. Stafford, right? Injured. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Goff's rookie year. It's hard for a rookie. I think we'll go 3-1. That would be nice. And Indianapolis Colts be interesting. Will Richardson actually be on the field? Because he gets injured all the time. And if he's not playing in that game, who knows? #Lions. Will Jameson Williams be a top 10 wide receiver or top 20 wide receiver this year? Will he? I'll say yes. I'll go with yes. I'll say yes. That's pretty bold. I'll say yes. Oh, okay, no problem, man. Caleb Williams will have a Peyton Manning rookie season. Yeah, I mean, dude, and I know people say, oh, that means you're trashing on him. I'm like, no, dude. CJ Stroud, Dan Marino, Andrew Luck, that's Doesn't happen much. Could he? Look, anybody can, right? But I wouldn't bet on it. I'll be at the Colts game. Ooh, all right. I'm going to the Jags game. Okay. See Trevor Lawrence over there. See, we don't know what type of team they're going to have. Trevor Lawrence thrown the most interceptions last year. He was the worst quarterbacks with interceptions. That's crazy. Buddy Love and cheddar cheese puffs, not losing to them. Oh, well, I got them splitting. That's what I got. Let's see. We need to take over away games like we did last year. I'm heading to Arizona. Oh, there's a lot of hype at Arizona, too. TA from Raw Podcast lives there. Their fan base is really fired up because they feel like they're taking the Detroit Lions step on how they built their team is through the draft. And so their fan base is really riled up. I would love to take over that stadium, though. But that one may be a little bit hard, but I hope we do. TL also faked a knee injury last year. He was terrible. So did Chicago upgrade their offensive line? I don't think so, no. Not really. That's the one position I feel like they never upgrade. They upgrade everything, but they always have a hard time with the offensive line. It's the weirdest thing, fellas. It's the weirdest thing. Spirit Troy says the NFC North rated best division football. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. Spirit Detroit podcast is going to be live on LNU too, because he's part of Lions Nation Unite. We're just waiting for the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and it's going to be great. That's my good buddy over there, my pal, a veteran, and we're good buddies, man. Good buddies, and I love her to death, man. I ride or die with you, AG. A ride or die, brother. You a veteran like me, just like Curtis Steele. We ride or die together, man. I'll be at every game. Heck, if I hit the Mega Millions, hey, you better take me with you if you hit the Mega Millions. You could be playing for the first seed in Week 17. Keep that in mind. 100% shift, God. That's the biggest game. Week 17 is the biggest game of the year next year. That literally could determine who's the number 1 seed and who's the number 3 seed. One has a bye week, home field throughout the playoffs. The other one would be the number 3 seed. And I concur. That is a gigantic game right there. Huge game. I got about 5 more minutes to go because I got to go up to Grand Rapids for ESPN. For ESPN Radio. Anthony, you're taking care of us. So again, I'm going to be live from 3 to 6 p.m., 96.1 FM, The Huge Show, ESPN, iHeartRadio, 3 to 6, talking Lions training camp. We're going to be talking about players who are ascending, who are not ascending, injury updates, everything Detroit Lions. If you want to hear more, that's going to be happening here relatively soon. You just search The Huge Show on Google if you're not in Michigan or the Michigan area, and it will come up. #Lions. Mike, will you be taking shots every touchdown during your broadcast this year? That's a great thing. You know what? When it comes to the shots, we're going to be doing the shots on my channel. It's going to be crazy. I cannot wait, folks. Preseason, and this is going to be lit. And I talked to Brandon Mason. I'll be flying to Miami in a couple weeks. Brandon Mason, former running back of the New York Giants and Jets and Miami Dolphins. We're going to do a Lions game together, a preseason game, him and me. I'm going to do play-by-play. He's going to do breaking the play down as he's a running back in the NFL. He's a former running back. We're going to do that live in his studio in Miami. I may do multiple games on his channel while I'm there, and we're definitely going to be doing Lion game on my channel. It's going to be effing epic. So get ready for that in a couple weeks. It is going to be sweet. He got a place down. He got a place on there for Miami Beach for me to chill at with me and my lady, because we're going to be there, and it's going to be epic. You're going to see a lot of dual streams on here. And I want to work with Herman Moore to do like a Monday night live cast too. We call it Hermcast, kind of like Peyton Manning cast, but Hermcast with me and Herm. Would you like to see the Lions and Jets in the Super Bowl? The Jets, I'm not a really big fan of the Jets. I know everyone would say the Aaron Rodgers thing, but I don't think that'd be a fun Super Bowl. Lions-Texans would be epic. That would be a fun Super Bowl to me. Lions-Texans. Or if you really wanted something that would go down in the history books, Lions-Browns, right? The two organizations that's like never, that would be iconic, right? Lions-Browns. But I think the fun one would be Lions-Texans. Yeah, if I was to do that, I'd be an alcoholic. Maybe I'll do it for one game just for S and giggles. But if I were to do that all the time, I would be sloshed. And I'm not trying to be sloshed like that. Because I never gets you. If you ever watch my stream when we do the shots, as soon as I'm starting to feel a little bit off, I just stop right then and there because I can't just keep going on with that. Detroit Rock City, Lions Bengals, Lions Dolphins. What about Lions Dolphins? That would be fun. I like the Dolphins. The problem is I don't think the Dolphins are going to do it. They're a finesse team. They're not a physical football team. They're good when it's nice and warm out. When it gets cold out, they can't travel. They're not physical. That's the problem. That's why I don't see the Dolphins making the Super Bowl. They remind me of the 2011 Detroit Lions. High-powered offense, not a physical football team. I always believe in the physicality of a team over finesse. If you want every human being on planet Earth who's watching the Super Bowl to root for the Detroit Lions besides the city of Kansas City, you would want Lions in Kansas City. You would make Lions the most beloved team of all time. It would be the equivalent of it wouldn't be the equivalent. The New York Giants beating Patriots when they were undefeated was epic. But it'd be a little bit less than that. It'd be a team that's always there winning to a team that's never done it. It'd be iconic. And we would probably gain, like for my channel, if that was the Super Bowl and it was my channel, I would rather watch Lions Texans. But let's keep it 100 for content creation and LNU and my personal channel. If I wanted to gain, 20,000 subs in one day, that would be Kansas City Lions because every fan base would be a Lions fan besides Kansas City. That's what it would be. Because Kansas City is now becoming the New England Patriots where you just get really annoyed by it. You're tired of seeing the same team. Same old Patrick Mahomes on the insurance commercials. The Nuggies with Andy Reid. The throw in your face with Travis Kelce and his girlfriend. I think every person on earth would root for the Lions. But I appreciate everybody hanging out for about 45 minutes. I got to get ready to go up to the huge show. If you want more Lions content for 3 hours, we're going to be live in 1 hour and 15 minutes. 96.1 FM, the huge show. Me, huge, is Superfly Hayes. We're talking Detroit Lions football. Check it out. Again, search it out. Care much about the subs that he does about the peoples. I care a bunch about the subs than the people. I'm a sellout. Oh my God. I'm a sellout. Oh, I'm a sellout. Dude, that is the dumbest comment I have ever heard in my entire life. Ever. And I want everybody in the comment section laugh at this guy, especially if you've known me for 5 years on this. Hey, sell out. Go listen to me on the radio. Hey, fake account, because I already know who you are. Fake account. Why are you getting jelly? Let me tell you something. Fake account. Let me tell you. While you're jelly, I'm going to be on ESPN radio in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Go ahead and listen to me on ESPN radio. You go ahead and sit back and listen and foam at the mouth. Foam at the mouth. Foam. It's all good. With that said, folks, adios.